if you're looking at Orange County and you've got either one of these cities on your list, you should definitely look at both of them if you're not already. And we're gonna, in this video, look at Westminster versus Fountain Valley, kind of breaking down the differences of why you might look in one or the other, or in this circumstance, probably in both. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes. We're a real estate sales team that has helped over 740 people move all over Southern California just since the year 2020. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I want to share as much information as we can. This will be probably a short and quick one, and I'll get you into the next one. The first thing I want to talk about is size for both of them and kind of talk about where they're at on location. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pull up my screen here, and I'm going to go to our website so we can look at this together. Now I'm going to our website, which is allaboutsocal.com. You've got all the homes for sale in all of Southern California. We update it every 15 minutes. All right, so let me pull this up, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on our home search up here, and we're gonna get the map pulled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and first, here's where we're at in Orange County. So most of this here is showing up Orange County. I wanna narrow this down to just Westminster. All right, so let's look at just Westminster first. So here's where we're at. Now, Westminster is on the very north end of Orange County. So really, it's very much on the border. Right over here, Long Beach is going to be LA County. So you're kind of right there on the edge up here in Westminster. And as far as location-wise, you're right on the 405 freeway and the 22 freeway, which juts east and west, and the 405 goes north and south. So technically, you're as far north as you're going to get in Orange County. Not really. I mean, technically you're not. But it really kind of feels like you will be. But you're very far, you're as far northwest as you can be in Orange County. Now, as far as size go, Fountain Valley's about the same size, and it's a little bit farther down here to the south. So the biggest thing with Fountain Valley is Fountain Valley feels very much like the inland Huntington Beach, right? So you have Fountain Valley is just inland of Huntington Beach, kind of hugs the 405 freeway. Westminster would be just north of that, technically northwest of Fountain Valley. So let's go ahead and highlight both of them now. And this, as far as location-wise, they're both very convenient if you're looking to be close to Los Angeles and if you want to be more coastal. So as opposed to other cities like Anaheim and Fullerton and Orange, stuff like that, both Westminster and Fountain Valley are going to be more coastal cities. As you can see, the only thing west of Westminster really is Seal Beach, and you've got Huntington Beach, which spans kind of this whole area here as well too. So as far as homes that are for sale, let's just go ahead and look at the highest priced homes first. So let's go for descending. So the most expensive homes you're going to see in either one of these areas are going to be in the really high twos. You got this one property here for 3.4. This looks like brand new construction, 9 beds, 8 baths. That actually might be a multi-family property. That's pretty big. Anyway, low twos. So you're not going to be in a high-end luxury neighborhood necessarily. And in both of these cities, your money's going to go farther. Now in Westminster, it's going to go much farther than it will in Fountain Valley. As you can see, I think every single one of these higher-end price point homes is in Fountain Valley. The most expensive one in Westminster comes in this guy right here at 1.65. So Westminster definitely being more affordable, Fountain Valley being a little bit more on the pricey side. Now, as far as affordability, you have some some manufactured homes here on these very entry-level price points, which is great. If I remove these properties, let's see if I can just go ahead. Okay, so we're cutting out the senior and we're cutting out the 55 plus, and we're cutting out land lease as well too. So let's go ahead and now reset our results. And you can see in both of these different cities, you're going to see homes in the 400 range, right? 435, 470, 550. So there's a lot of affordable price points in both of these cities. A lot of these being in Fountain Valley as well too. So Westminster here for 750, 760 again for a 4-bed, 3-bath, 1,400 square foot townhome. So as far as different types of homes that you can get, you're in a really, really good place here. Now, what I do want to show you is in your median home prices in Westminster is 1.1. So let's just look at that. And in your median home price for Fountain Valley is 1.5. So it's a little bit more expensive in Fountain Valley, meaning your money's going to go farther in Westminster than it is Fountain Valley. Not super surprising, and for reasons that we'll get into in a minute. Generally speaking, Orange County, the farther north you go, it gets a little bit more affordable. But here's kind of your median home price range in the different areas. So you can definitely get a single family home. A lot of them are single levels, and there's a lot of multi-generational homes as well too, meaning they're very friendly for multi-generations. There are more and more ADUs being built, meaning an accessory dwelling unit like a granny flat or a mother-in-law quarters or in the back, or a she shed, if you will. Those things are getting very, very popular. But you can see there's a lot of different options here. All right, now let's kind of transition out of the homes that are for sale and let's talk more about lifestyle. So I've got some notes here with Westminster to lead us off. It is incredibly vibrant, rich, cultural lifestyle. There is a lot going on in Westminster, and it all really centers around Little Saigon, which I was interested to find this out. It is actually one of the largest Vietnamese communities in the entire United States. So if you are Vietnamese looking to move, there's a huge population of Vietnamese in Westminster. I mean, there is all over the place, but definitely in Westminster around Little Saigon. And then with that there's a lot of incredible food. I will not list the million different places, but there's tons of different places to go for food and stuff, frankly, you won't really see anywhere else in Orange County. You might see more of that in LA County, but not so much in Orange County. Like I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of multi-generational living in Westminster. I think it goes with the kind of demographics that live in Westminster, but in general, the lots and the real estate also allows for it as well too, which I think was just kind of by chance, where you have smaller home footprints on slightly larger lots relative to the rest of Orange County at least. Whereas you might have a 12 to 1,500 square foot single home with a lot of space in the backyard on a nice on a nice square lot where you can put an ADU in the back, you can build on, you can build up. There's no HOA in a lot of Westminster, so you have a lot of flexibility to do what you want with your home, and that led to a lot of multi-generational housing, which is really good if you're looking for that, and if you want to make updates on a home, you definitely can do that. So there's a lot of options there. One of the big differences between Westminster and Fountain Valley is with Westminster, you have a lot more hustle and movement. There's a lot more going on in Westminster, versus Fountain Valley is more of like suburbs, communities, a little bit slower, a little bit sleepier, if you will, rather than Westminster. So Westminster feels a little bit busier than Fountain Valley, I think is the best way to describe that. So I would wrap up Westminster in saying that it's ideal for people that want diversity and culture. They want a sense of belonging in a tight-knit community, and you probably want your money to go a little bit farther as far as your real estate goes, meaning it is more affordable in Westminster. You're going to get more for your money in Westminster rather than in Fountain Valley. Now to transition over, talking a little bit about what Fountain Valley is all about, it is a very suburban and comforting lifestyle. It's very nice. It is very much inland Huntington Beach. You get a little bit less of that beach bummy vibe that you get in Huntington Beach. I don't mean actual bums, I just mean like beachy. You get a little bit less of that, but it's not totally gone. You definitely still feel like you're coastal-ish in Fountain Valley, but you get more of the neighborhood vibes. You get wider streets. It's very well maintained. Most of it is very well maintained, and more organized neighborhoods rather than Westminster just kind of being no HOA and houses all over the place. Miles Square Park is the main attraction for Fountain Valley. There's actually 600 acres with golf courses, sports park fields, walking trails, all kinds of stuff. This is something that I think is wildly underrated for the area as well too. Now, schools are generally well rated as well. They're going to be higher rated in Fountain Valley than they are in Westminster in general. And a large part of that, I think, is why Fountain Valley has more of that suburban lifestyle. It generally caters to more young families and kids. There's not a ton of lifestyle or things to do. Having said that, you're right next to Huntington, you're right next to Newport, you're right next to Irvine, so I don't think that's really a negative for Fountain Valley at all. And honestly, this is ideal for families, retirees, and people that are looking for a little bit slower pace and want to stay closer to Los Angeles, and you want to be coastal. So as far as a value goes, I think Fountain Valley is an incredible value for the price, and I think Westminster is an incredibly unique city for everything you get for it. Now, I hope this video gave you a little bit better idea of what Westminster and Fountain Valley look like and why you might move to one versus the other. But if you're watching these and you're thinking, I definitely am leaning more towards Northern Orange County, I've got this next video that breaks down all about everything you want to know about living in North Orange County. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in this next video.